All right, guys, Architecture 1, we're going to go over the section detail and have you go through drawing one of these. Just pay very close attention. In the future, you'll be asked to draw one of these, and I'm just going to give you a set of specifications. I'm not going to actually walk through it like I'm doing right now. So make sure you're paying attention, you're taking notes, and things like that so that you can actually draw this and also save these. Don't throw them away. Don't file them somewhere where you'll never find them. Always save these drawings, because next year when you get into Architecture 2 and you are given an assignment to draw something like this, well, you can go back and use this for reference. All right. So all this stuff is very important. Very important. It'll last you for many, many years ahead. Okay. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're working on that same foundation, that pier and beam foundation system. We're going to have two details we're going to do on this. This is the section detail of the stem wall. As you see, we're close to the outside of the building, but after this, we're also going to do the pier detail, which will be one of these here. Okay. So what I want you to do first, if you haven't already, now I'm using the same sheet, and I do want you to use the same sheet that you drew your pier and beam foundation on. But I want you to go back and make sure you name it correctly, and just rename the file if you haven't done so already, or take this one and just go to up here to the A button and click Save As, and then save it as a drawing, and then type the new name. But the name of it is Pier and Beam Foundation. You're going to put your first name in front of that, and put your name and then an underscore. And then Pier and Beam Foundation. That way you'll know what it is, and I will know what it is when you send it to me. And of course, I get all these files in Schoology. I see that you're the one that turned that file in, but later on I might need to look at it, and then it just becomes a file on my computer named Drawing 1. Okay, so that tells me nothing. So again, put your first name underscore Pier and Beam Foundation. Okay. You can easily just save this file as, or just go back in your browser, in your file browser right here, and find the file and rename it. Now, of course, you won't be able to rename it in this case if you already have it open. Okay, you'll have to close it to rename it this way. Okay, but you can see mine. If I go to my Documents folder, it's in my Documents folder. And I'm going to go down to the P's. Pier and Beam Foundation. Well, there's some PDFs. Here's the actual Pier and Beam Foundation drawing right there. Okay, so I would rename this for you. You would just click on it, right click on it, and then go down here and click Rename, and then put your first name underscore and then Pier and Beam Foundation. Again, you have to close the file to do it this way. Or you can simply just do a Save As and Save As in your documents. And then you can name it there, and you'll have two copies of the same file, but that's okay. Anyway, carrying on with this foundation, I want to go over the notes with you first. And as you write these notes down, now here's one of the things that I just kind of thought about. For these notes, when you're doing the drawing, you can actually... Last time I had you write them on paper and send me a copy of your paper notes, and I don't know, maybe that works best for you, maybe it doesn't. What I want you to do this time, if you want to, you don't have to, you can put your notes in your AutoCAD file, just like I have my notes right here, notes to go over for you. All right, so either way that you want to do that, on a piece of paper, just make sure you turn in a photograph of that note page with your drawing of the foundation section detail. And then, or I shouldn't say then, but I should say, or you can actually just type the notes right here in the AutoCAD file. And I did that just by using the text tool up here. And you may have to play around with your scale and things like that a little bit. First thing I want to show you though is we do need to put a section break or a section symbol in the picture, and I'm going to show you what I did. And this is real simple. I just drew a 3-foot line. This is 3 foot going across horizontally. These two lines are 1 foot. Okay, 1 foot like this. And then I drew these arrows, okay? And when I drew one side of the arrow like this one, I just mirrored it using the mirror tool right up here and just mirrored it around that line to get this. And then I mirrored it again. I mirrored both of these lines using the center of this line as my mirror line, and then it copied it over here, just like that. Okay, but I still need to put some text on that. Right now, I'm still working in 1/4 inch, 1 foot scale. So make sure you're in 1/4 inch, 1 foot scale. Click on your text tool, and then you're just going to put the letter A down here. This letter just tells you, when you see this symbol in that letter, it tells you that the section drawing that this section symbol refers to is labeled A. So it might be on the same page. It might be on another page. There are definitely some more complicated ways to number and label your pages and your symbols, but we're just going to stay with something very simple for now. All we have to do is copy this, and then we move the copy over here, just like that. All right, now you also may notice that this is a different section symbol than we used last time when we were working on the monolithic slab foundation. There's no reason for that. It's just that, there are different symbols that represent section details. Some people use different symbols based on their style. Some people use it as just one of the things that they do. The reason I selected the whole symbol with the letters and everything is because I'm going to group them. You can group these. You can also make it into a block. That way you can use it later as well. I'm going to move this block or this grouping, just kind of put it centered on that wall. Oops, it looks like I snapped up to the top there. Let's move that again. Move it over to the side a little bit. And it keeps snapping. So if it really gives you a problem and it keeps snapping to places you don't want it to, just come down here to your snap cursor to 2D reference points tool and turn that off. Now I can move it where I want, center it up, click, and there it is. All right, so that will tell me that I can find a section drawing if I look for one labeled A, and then we'll associate with this, and you'll be looking at the right drawing. Here's the drawing over here. I'm going to go over the notes real quick. The first note is building code says, yeah, I realize that is spelled incorrectly, but you know what I mean. Building code says the footing must be 6 inches below the frost line designated for the geographical area of construction. Most frost lines in Texas are 0 to 3 inches in depth. We're going to use 3 inches for demonstration purposes. Some places up north, you're going to have a lot deeper frost lines, so you would have to dig a deeper hole to place your footing and build your stem wall. Number 2, building code also prescribes a minimum of an 18-inch crawl space underneath the flooring system. That is this space right in here. Number 3, building code states that the exterior wall material must overlap the mud seal by 2 inches. That's right in here, and we'll go over these things too as we're drawing it. Building code also states that the anchor bolt tying the floor system to the wall extend at least 7 inches into the concrete, which that's the same as with when we did the monolithic slab foundation as well. Okay. And then I have a list of abbreviations. I'm not going to go over all of those. I'm going to let you kind of write those down and go over them yourself. You'll actually see those used in my annotations. Okay. So let's see, this part of the video I've been on for 10 minutes. This takes care of your notes and then any kind of introductory information that you need. I'm trying to keep the video length down as much as I can, 10 to 15 minutes. I try. Sometimes I might have to go into 20 minutes, but that's just to kind of give you a little mental break between videos. So with this video completed, you should have all of your notes written down or typed into your drawing document like so. And then we're going to use this as our reference as we go over to the side, and we're going to draw a second one, and I'm going to guide you through that. Okay. Now, again, make sure you keep these drawings, keep them for next year and the years after, because you will use them again. You can easily use these drawings and even these notes as reference later on. Use them on your tests, anything you want to. I don't expect anyone to remember all of this. You just need to be familiar with it and know how to carry it out, know how to make it complete. And then you're good to go. So this is going to be the end of this video. I'm going to come back and do another video where we're going to start drawing the actual section